good, y'all? Welcome back to part 3 of the HBCU Superlative series. Now, today we will be talking about defense, but before we get started with this list, please keep in mind tomorrow, Cameron Silman Craig, aka Baby Honey Badger, is coming through on the show, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time for a live interview. Make sure y'all check that out. This is going to be a good one. So go ahead and like that stream early because it don't cost you nothing. Now, first up, Defensive Player of the Year. This is a guy who, let's be real. I said this first out of everybody. I said this first. Defensive Player of the Year is Jablonski Green from South Carolina State University. Now, Jablonski is that guy. He's that guy. I've been saying it for the longest. I've said it before. Everybody at the MEAC Media Day. I've said it before HBCU Game Day. I've said it before everybody. I've called this because a lot of y'all found out about Jablonski during the Celebration Bowl because I actually follow South Carolina State and I am a fan of South Carolina State. I knew about Jablonski when he stepped on field. When he stepped on the field, he just stuck out to me. Now listen, 6'3", 265 pounds, right? Already drawing NFL comparisons and going into his redshirt sophomore season. On top of that, man, he's 5th in the MEAC in total tackles. And he's 1st in the MEAC in tackle for lost yardage. Now, keep in mind, everybody above him played 11 and 12 games. He played 9. And he still wound up being 5th in total tackles and 1st in tackle for lost yardage. That should tell you everything you need to know. He is going to break the bank this season. Watch what I say. Watch what I tell you. Jablonski, without a doubt, that's my pick. The most complete defensive lineman in HBCU football right now. That's my opinion. Next up, Sackmaster. Come on, man. It's obvious. Isaiah Land. Any guy who has 19 sacks deserves to have Sackmaster, okay? His only competition for that last year was James Houston. And James Houston was a little bit far off from him. Not too far, but, still. Now he's in the league. Isaiah Land, dog, you lead the nation in sacks with 19. Okay, you earn every single All-American honors there is to earn. First team all SWAC on top of that. SWAC Defensive Player of the Year. My God, the list goes on and on with Isaiah. The wingspan, the height, the size, the speed. He reminds me of what everybody thought the 5-star defensive lineman from a few years ago, Josh Sweat, would be back when he was at Florida State. That's who he reminds me of just a more athletic version of him, a much more athletic version of him. So, man, listen, Isaiah Land, bro, Sackmaster, that wasn't even a guess. After that, we got Mr. Gimme That. This goes to a DB who's always in the right place at the right time to end up with the pick and take it to the house. That goes to Mr. Asias Guthrie of Delaware State. My dog. To this day, he has provided one of the best interviews on my channel, period. Y'all need to go back and watch that if you want to know more about him. Now, Asias Guthrie, coming from Delaware State, he has established himself. He's a redshirt sophomore. He's established himself as one of the top draft-eligible safeties right now. That's not coming from me. That's not coming from any content creator on YouTube. That is coming from a guy who actually scouts NFL talent at the collegiate level for the NFL. Like he's named Asias Guthrie with guys from Alabama, Power 5 schools. Like Asias is known now. And I love that for him. Shout out to my boy Asias. But listen, man, all he did last year was lead the MEAC in picks. That's all. That's all he did. The Hero Sports All-American, All-MEAC first team. This is obvious based on what I've told you earlier. Mr. Asias Guthrie is Mr. Gimme That. You bet not throw the ball in his vicinity or it's getting picked. Straight like that. Now, after Mr. Gimme That, you got Mr. Private Island. That's Nugget of Jackson State, Deshaun Warren. Come on, man. He's on an island all by himself. Week after week, ever since the spring season, guys have been terrified to throw at the Nugget side. What's interesting about this season, though, is that you got now 2 number 1 corners, 2 of the top corners in the country when they were coming out on both sides of the ball for Jackson State. So who do you want to test? Because, see, I know you're going to want to try the freshman first. Doesn't matter if he's a 5-star or not. You're going to want to try the freshman first. And when that doesn't work out, you're going to have to go to Nugget side. And when that doesn't work out, all he's going to do is elevate his draft status even more because Nugget is the complete package. Guys, he's over 6 feet. He's 6'1", 4 corner. You can't outrun him. You can't put a speedy receiver on him. Why? He runs a 4.3. His wingspan is exceptional. His athleticism is exceptional. His bunnies are elite. There's not much things you can do on Nugget, right? There's a reason why people do not like to throw his side, but they are going to have to make up their mind come this upcoming season. It's going to be interesting to watch. I think Nugget has a projected 4th round grade on him. It's going to be great to see him get his draft stock even higher as the season goes on, as this season starts. After Mr. Private Island, we got most intimidating. It ain't much to this superlative. This is just the most intimidating. And that's Aubrey Miller. I mean, come on, bro. How many of y'all would really want to line up against Aubrey? I know this is football. You ain't supposed to be scared of nobody. And you're not. I'm not. But man, look, just the eye test. He passes the eye test. Aubrey looks like he has no body fat. Seriously, the boy is built, man. That whatever weight program he's been using, hats off to him. I think I even had Donald Turley on here, the former Marine, right? And he even gave kudos to Aubrey Miller. 6'2", 225, that's decent size. First team all SWAT, right? 109 tackles, 6.5 sacks. I mean, not only is he physically intimidating, so is his stats as well. Aubrey Miller won that hands down. That was just common sense. Now, there are other people, but Aubrey is by far the number one on that superlative. So, last but not least, the controversial one, right? Mr. Hitstick. Mr. Hitstick. There's 3 guys in particular. KJ Kinsler from Alcorn, BJ Davis from South Carolina State, and Shiloh Sanders of Jackson State. BJ Davis, he's scary. Oh, I mean, he's scary. See, at 6'2", 190, he totaled 76 tackles last year, 2.5 sacks, but he plays with reckless abandonment. Seriously. As a linebacker, he plays like Tyrann Mathieu at safety. LSU Tyrann Mathieu, too, so that should tell you everything. With Shiloh, we know what Shiloh does, right? He always seems to knock the football out of your hands. I don't know how he does it to be that. He's not real small, but he's not real big either. So with his body type, I don't know how he's able to just throw his body away like that with reckless abandonment and still line himself up perfectly to knock the ball loose on even the most biggest offensive ball carriers. He's able to do it consistently, which is why he was one of the top guys in the conference for forced fumbles for a large amount of that season. So Shiloh, BJ Davis, and then of course, KJ Kinsler, he deserves that award, man, because we know what he can do when he's healthy. I mean, 5'11", 185, that does not stop him from laying the wood to dudes at all. I mean, not only is he a threat there, but he can also, I mean, he just really gets after it. He really gets after it. There you have it. I went through that kind of quick, at least I think so. This is my HBCU Part 3 superlative list. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. But with that being said, man, you're watching the CFL podcast. I'm your host, Kobe Orr, and I'm out. Peace.